Hello everybody, how are we doing? Welcome to our first ever Epicly Average Podcast. Yay! Someone cheer with me, there we go, thank you Dan.
You're welcome.
How are we doing everybody? That's to you two.
Yeah, good.
Oh.
I'm get used to it because that's normally a question to the people.
I mean, that's fair, that's entirely fair. But yeah, you're my guests on here today. So I want to know how you're doing. And hi Liz, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Hey Liz.
So yes, as you can see, we are joined today by the one, the only, the AK. Take a bow, AK. Or a choke, or a step, whatever you need to do. Oh wow, much excited. Hey Luke! As you can see, this is very different to how things normally look for us. It's because this is going to be very different to any streams we've done in the past. So this is the start of many podcasts planned for the future, which is basically just going to be a conversation with someone that we personally love or find very interesting, or if we can't find any of them, AK.
I was waiting for that.
Really,
I was waiting if you weren't making the joke, I was.
I'm only playing.
No, mate, that's right. We love you. We love the tits off you.
Exactly, right? And the whole purpose of these podcasts is to get to know our guests better, to find out all the information and history about them that you never normally get to find out from them on stream. But it also gives us the opportunity to talk shit with them as well. And as you know, I'm more than capable of talking shit. Dan is definitely more than capable of talking shit. For anyone who's ever been in the chat with him.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
What just met me?
But yes, it gives us the perfect opportunity to just sit here, have a lovely conversation, and just enjoy each other's company. Now, you might have noticed, or you might not, but the background is a very stylized, granted, shot of my living room, because the idea is I want you all to feel like you're in the living room with us, having a conversation with us. So feel free to get involved, post any questions you want asked and anything.
I could at least put a spread. What is this? There's no sandwiches.
You want me to
there's
spread?
No sausage rolls.
Oh, put on a spread. I was like, oh, fuck, okay, that's for much later on. Like, come on now. Yes.
Well, we're already at that point.
We are already at that point. Hey, Cook, welcome to the stream, buddy. How you doing? But what was I saying? Yes. So if you think of any questions you want to ask, Dan's going to be keeping an eye on the chat. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. If it's great, we'll get it asked. If it's weird, it ain't going to be asked. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, this is our first ever one.
Read it out.
This is our first ever one, so expect some nervousness, expect some finding our feet. Any other things we need to talk about?
I just like the fact that AK just gestured to his feet like, hey,
You're just saying things, and I'm just like miming them in the background.
I mean, this is what
I'm like the guy that's in the corner of the screen, while the things happen. The sign guy, by the way, quick side rant. The funniest sign guy I have ever seen like signing on TV, was 2:00 in the morning. The in-betweeners, a guy was just doing like in the camera. It was probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, is it because they were calling someone a wanker? Was it the bus wanker thing?
I think it was.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's a good point actually. What is the sign language equivalent of our swear words? I have no idea. Obviously, wanker's that. So, and whatever face you made, do it again, AK.
I was just doing a no. Stop trying to make me into a gif.
See, if you'd be really impressed, you need to see like a sign interpreter at a rap gig. Is amazing.
Is that actually a thing?
Of
course it is, right? Yeah, of course it is. There's always sign interpreters at gigs these days. So, because there was one at Static X, we went to see them, which was really fucking cool, actually. So yeah, I never imagined what rap would be like. Like, what's a grime sign artist like?
I I don't know Grime. I know that you beat Grime with Silly Bang.
Yeah, all right. AK is so down with the kids. If I say the word Stormzy to you, does that mean anything?
It's quite sunny here.
Yeah.
Chilly.
I'll just close the window. What do you want from me?
Oh, that's fair. No, that's entirely fair.
It's like a game with zombies in it.
But yes, so a couple of announcements. When it comes time to actually starting the podcast, because we're just in the warm-up right now, when it comes time to actually starting the podcast, we're going to be disabling channel points. So I'm not going to be doing any Spicy Bean Boozled. We're not going to be listening to Dan shouting Dan unless he's actually doing it in real life. Which, by the way, Dan, why haven't you done yet? This is your perfect opportunity.
No, because now it feels like it's forced. It needs to be like...
Damn right it's forced.
It needs to be natural and orgasmic.
Tell you what, you do it and I'll harmonise you.
Oh.
Let's just do a very long one.
Oh my god, I think I want to throw up. I
think I'm gonna come.
But yes, we'll only be disabling these for the sake of the podcast because we're going to be uploading these podcasts to Spotify and the like afterwards as well. And the channel points and alerts and whatnot will get in the way. So we're just gonna mute them for the time being, or at least I'm gonna try. I haven't actually figured out how I mute alerts yet.
You need to go to the Streamlabs website.
Oh well, let me do that quickly then.
Each individual thing. I think it's just like a toggle, and then you can turn back on later.
Oh well, there you go.
At some point, I'm just gonna go to emoji only, and everyone can put in eggplants and. Yeah,
that's fair. So do you mean we need to do Spicy Bean Boys before you start? Before we start and after, because the stream, there's still going to be a 4-hour stream, but the podcast is only going to be an hour to 2 hours long, around that ballpark. So that's going to leave time at the end, which is going to be filled with gaming and normal streaming. So you'll have your opportunity still, just not during the podcast. Just to let you all know. What else do we need? I think that's it for Church Notices, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, how are you two today? Like, how the hell are you? What have you been up to?
Things. I watched lots of Netflix.
Lots of Netflix? I'm actually kind of jealous. I want more Netflix in my life.
I've kind of gone into a bit of a productive slump this last week.
Oh, I hear that.
The last few days.
I hear that. I had that last couple of weeks as well. Hence why it took 3 weeks to organise a fucking podcast.
It's not been that bad. You've been busy at work as well, so.
I mean, yeah, true, but like it can get a bit much sometimes, right? So yeah. It's fine. What about you, Dan? What you been doing apart from sending? You can't. Oh shit! The silhouette means you can't see it. But apart from sending me the greatest Valentine's card I think I've ever received in my life.
Oh yeah, it's in our Discord if anyone wants to check it out. But,
yes.
Yeah, I've just been working. Work's getting a bit busier. There's more and more people want to be seen.
How dare they?
Stuff and things. I know, right? My job would be amazing if it didn't have people.
I think that's true of all jobs, right?
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
I'm here, been excited. I've been listening to like the podcast intro music throughout the day, just jamming to myself.
Oh, lovely. Hey, Emma, welcome to the stream. How you doing?
Hey,
how you doing, girl?
What the hell was that?
It's coming right for us.
That was some like creeper robot like pervert.
How you doing, girl? How you doing? All right, fucking fine. I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
South Park.
Pissing out.
Voice modulator.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? I've completely lost track of what I was going to say now, but it wasn't important clearly, so never mind. What I am going to do is give Average Single a shout out.
Yeah.
Because she more than deserves it. Nice to see the podcast coming along. Thank you so much. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Dan and AK are doing good as well. They were literally just talking about. AK is. I'm still not sure about Dan.
I'm Funky Fresh. I'm Funk Master 5000.
Funk Master 5000?
Yes, that's my stage name.
Oh. Okay, well forget Dan the Beard Guy. That is your name from now on.
I changed all my social medias to Funk Master 5000.
Yeah, you should. You absolutely should. You absolutely should. It's amazing. So what are you all discussing? Well, we're going to be making a start in just a moment because we're about to hit the half an hour mark, and we've given people time to come in and for us to get comfy and whatnot, and we're going to be getting to know AK. So the point of these podcasts is for us to get to know our guests a bit more, go on the journey with them, and find out all about them and their lives and their motivations and what makes them happy and all of that gloriousness and what makes them sad. And there'll be life lessons and laughs and everything along the way. So be prepared to get deep, AK. Be prepared to get real deep. I like that.
We're going to find out what makes you depressed and anxious and just hate life in general.
And then we're going to focus on that a whole lot. But yeah, when I say it's all about AK, it's also going to be opportunities for us to talk about ourselves as well. So it won't be all on him. Letting that weight leave his shoulders a little bit, and he's more than welcome to ask us questions too. So that's all good. That's all fine. 90 minutes of talking about choking and stepping on people. I hope he fights crime and has a secret family. Yes, absolutely yes. Okay, so I am going to turn off channel points now, and remind me to turn them back on, please, people, because I will forget.
Davey, turn back on.
No.
The amount of complaints you'll get for
not
being able to do beans. Like, why can't I bean? And you're like, oh, right.
Well, the problem is that's fine. I'll just be beaning the whole goddamn time, so can't really do much about that. I realise I should be
with his bean.
I should be recording, so I'm going to turn on record, and there we go. All right then, AK.
Hello.
Are you good to go?
No, but
all right. Well, to signify the start of our very first ever podcast, it's beer time. So hopefully it doesn't froth up everywhere. Cheers, everybody.
I'm on Vimto.
I've got water. I got hammered on Saturday.
I mean, yeah, you're going to be feeling that one for a while. So
yeah, I would drink whiskey, but no.
Before we make a start, AK, for anyone who doesn't know you in the chat, describe yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I like long walks on the beach.
For all the single ladies out there.
Who am I? Who's your daddy and what does he do? Let's see.
Oh, I'm definitely taking that.
Hello. For those who don't know me, I am AK, and I do things on the internet, which is mostly stream, video stuff, shit talk, and make bad 90s jokes that no one understands. And that's about it. And I also go by Guitar Daddy 69420, or as Amy likes to put it, GD 69420, which makes me sound like a photocopier.
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
I mean, are you not a photocopier?
Well, I don't know. Depends what you want.
You introduced yourself as like, I do things on the internet for money.
People used to put their arse on me.
Oh, we're going to be digging that into that one a bit longer as well. So you mentioned that you've been doing all kinds of stuff on the internet. How long have you been doing this for? Like, because you've been doing it for longer than what we have, right? And the Epicly Average Gamers streaming channel has been going over 2 years now, maybe towards 2.5 now. No, two, maybe 3. I don't even know. It's a while, and that's only on Twitch. And then we had a YouTube presence for a couple of years as well. But you've been going for even longer than that, right?
Yeah, it's been an on and off thing. I took a big break for the universities, but really it started late 2012.
Yeah?
Shit.
Like, what did it start with? What was you doing?
It was like wrestling videos, but it was not at the same time. It was a bit of everything and nothing. It was very, it was just trying to do. Here's a game. I'm going to do dumb shit in it for a while, and that's it. And I can hear a bit of an echo.
Yeah, I think that's coming through Dan, but it's fine.
Right.
The wrestling games, like so they were games. They weren't you doing wrestling moves per se.
No, it was all games because the games were broken. Like the video games were just a mess. They made a game in like 2004 and then re-released the same game year after year after year up until like 2015.
But they're still doing that now, right? The 2K WWE games and whatnot. Like the last one that came out was famously broken or infamously broken.
Yeah, they just get worse and worse, and the glitches are hilarious because it's Havoc physics that they don't know how to use. So if you get a ladder and you bump into the ladder falls over. But if there's a chair where the ladder falls, the ladder does a flip and then goes to the moon. It's brilliant.
Oh my god, okay.
So I used to do things like stack every single item into the corner, and then 2 people climb the ladder, and then you just do a big move off it, and then you just watch someone eat their own arsehole for half an hour. It'd be amazing.
Whoa, that game took a turn. That game took a big turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really did.
So who was there at the beginning of that? Or was that just you on your own doing that? Or was that...
So to begin with, there was 3 of us.
Right.
It was myself, Ash, and one other person, and then like the direction was like all over the place. Like I just wanted to do silly stuff. Ash wanted to do full playthroughs of things, and he wasn't comfortable with doing commentary stuff, but we didn't really know what he was doing. He was just doing things. It was uploading stuff.
So kind of more of like a long play type thing.
Yeah. And the other person wanted to treat everything like business. It was like we are Game Grumps at the same time as Rooster Teeth, at the same time as the sort of thing. It's like we're really not. I've got Tuesdays off.
Yeah. Like that's actually quite funny that you mentioned that level of commitment in the early days, right? Because obviously no one starts anything on YouTube immediately earning anything remotely to what you can at a job, right? So you need to dedicate free time to it, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of free time you can dedicate is so dependent on so many different things. Like, I live by myself, I'm a single guy, I have no kids, I have nothing but free time when I'm not at work, so I can choose how to spend that however I wish, right? It's not the same for everyone else. Like you mentioned there, you only had... Yeah, right. You mentioned there, you have like, I only have Tuesdays off because you was in education still.
Oh, no, this was... just job stuff. I had Tuesdays off and sometimes Sundays, and rest of the week I worked, and the job was so crap it pushed me back into education.
There you go, right? Like, and that sounds like an interesting thing to dig into in a bit as well. What was I saying? Yeah, like it's dreams of grandeur about what your channel or stream or whatever it is you're working on can become. It's not a bad thing. Like the idea of like the dream of becoming the next Game Grumps or the next like Philip DeFranco or the next Ninja or anything like that. That's sure fine, but you need to understand that there's a journey to be made, right? Mm-hmm. And I laugh a lot when because I've had people talk to me about it on the Twitch side of things, like, yeah, I stream 5 days a week, but I only ever stream to like 3 people and it's never going up. It's like, well, like, what do you expect? Like day 1, 5 people, day 2, 50 people, day 3, 2,000 people. Like, it's going to take time. You need, and the journey's full of ups and downs. Like, you need to try stuff. You need to throw away stuff. You need to do all of this kind of stuff. But the important thing is identifying the journey that needs to be made and working out if it's one that you're actually happy to make, if you can dedicate the time towards it or not, right?
Yeah, and you get, you get out of it what you put into it. And if you're only on playing Call of Duty and you don't talk unless someone talks in the chat and things like that, you're not gonna succeed because you're not putting in the effort to draw in the people. But then you also have to have the consistent upload thing, so people know on this day you're gonna be doing stuff. Like that's still hard.
Yeah,
for me now, right? But just experiment. Like if you've got your 3 viewers and they come to every stream and you only play this game, the chances are that they might be interested in something else, which can also gain interest from other potential people. That you gotta experiment. Like I experimented in the early days. The
you were still talking about streaming here, or
like streaming, bit of YouTube.
That's what I was just thinking.
A bit of everything in life. So when it came to early stuff, phased out the guy who wanted to treat everything like a business. He had a very toxic attitude about things. It was like he had the ideas. I was like, okay, well, if you get this, this, and this, then you can do that. And his thing was like, no, buy it for me. I was like, no, that's not how this stuff works. Don't be entitled. If you have ideas and you want to do them, find a means of doing them. I'm giving you cheap ways of doing stuff. Do that. So phased him out completely because very toxic, and they was just
didn't seem like it was going to go anywhere, right?
Yeah, and since dropping him, like the viewership went up, but then again, like GTA came out and everyone was into the GTA stuff. And, Luke, who's been watching this stuff, I got him on board because he's just hilarious, and I've known him for at this point over 20 years, and we just have. I can say something stupid, then he can say something stupid back, or he can say something daft. I can ask him a question, then his reaction will make me look stupid for asking, kind of thing. And once you've got that, like that's the same thing as what you guys have. Where I've watched a lot of your YouTube stuff in the early days of knowing you, and there was definitely that chemistry between you.
The banter is basically the best way to describe it, right? It's just banter. It's chemistry and banter.
Yeah, but I don't really like the word banter because banter is just here's an excuse for me to be an arsehole.
No, that's people using the word banter as an excuse.
Yes,
right?
Like when it is actual banter.
Yeah, like it's the newer version of it's just a joke, mate. It's like, yeah, but no one's laughing. So is it, or is that just you trying to get out of the fact that you've realised you've said something completely inappropriate and fucked it? And now you're trying to make us look bad for not understanding the joke when really you crossed the line. That's now being summarised to it's just banter, mate. But banter's banter, right? So okay, yeah. So that was what 2012 you said, or did that take you up to like 2000?
That took us up to about 2014 because played GTA for about a year, made some great friends doing that, like. And, when I say friends, it's not just, these people watched on Twitch and they're friends. Like, no, years after, we've still keep in touch with certain people. Like, one of my very earliest Twitch followers is, like, the #1 in the world Spyro speedrunner. And we got, reconnected a couple of months ago. And that's great. I've known him since 2012. And there's one guy that we used to play Rocket League with. He didn't care that we weren't streaming. He just wanted to have fun. I used to play like Siege and stuff with him as well. It didn't matter that we weren't streaming. Just once you make good friends on the internet, they stick around.
No, that's a really good mentality to have, and it's very, very, very true. Like you're the living case with us, right? Like you turned up into one of our streams doing Evil Dead 2? No, Evil Within 2.
Evil Within, yeah.
Evil Within 2, and that, my God, that fucking game's a clusterfuck. But And then you turned up the following week, and I think you was the first, outside of Dan and Charlotte, I think you was the first person to turn up the week after for us, right? And we'd been streaming for, I want to say, about 7 months at that point, at least, right? Like, that's a ballpark estimate, but that's what Instinct says. Like, it had been going a while. Like, we spent the first good couple of months only streaming to Dan and Charlotte. Right. Yeah. Occasionally, people would come in and then they'd disappear because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Right. And it took us going on a journey of discovery about how to retain people and be entertaining to people rather than two gormless idiots staring at a screen with a camera slightly off to the side of them, and then occasionally breaking into full blown arguments about the game that we're playing. Which I still don't know to this day if that was even entertaining or not, right? But it is what it is. But
I think that was like your therapy sessions. You got to vent just throughout the week.
Yeah, I guess. I feel sorry for Rich because he kind of got the brunt of it, really. But he gave as good as he get.
Yeah, you vented, and then he slapped you several times.
He did. Yeah,
kissed and made up.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Early days of your guys' stuff is like watching the intro sequence to Bottom.
I'll take that, which is good considering our history, right?
Yeah, very good.
So, no, it is because what we used to be before we were the Epicly Average Gamers. We used to be the Bastard Gamers.
Yeah, that was hugely inspired by Bottom, basically.
Yeah. So
I guess that's why I stuck around, because I just saw Bottom references in everything you guys did.
Exactly, right. Like, did we change to Epicly Average Gamers before we started streaming, or did we start streaming as Bastard Gamers?
No, we basically, when we were doing the YouTube channel, we were like, hey, if we want to like start getting more people in, we should probably change our name to something a bit more sensible.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Because I remember having that conversation with Rich down a pub near here called the Bootlegger, which I don't even know if it exists anymore or whatnot, right? And I was like, yeah, I loved the name, and I did love the name, and I loved the intro and our old little potato head people things that we had and whatnot, right? It was fucking excellent, but it was like, we're literally called Bastard Gamers. No one will sponsor us. Ever. Literally ever, right? Unless we make our own things and sponsor ourselves, it ain't ever going to happen, so we had to rebrand. But speaking of rebranding, going back to you, okay, what was the birth of Tied In then? How did that go from playing wrestling and breaking wrestling games and GTA to games about movies and TV shows and cartoons and anime and stuff?
So with that, I initially wanted to set myself up with a challenge, even though I only had Tuesdays off, and everyone had Tuesdays off, so everyone would come to my house kind of thing. I wanted to do a thing of trying to be at least somewhat consistent on YouTube and upload a video every day for a month. I just want to get 31 videos out there. Mm-hmm. And I just looked around, I was like, what can we have? Because we've got just tons and tons of crap. We had games that were given to us or that we were borrowing from other people, like Luke's housemate had some things, Ash gave us a few things, and I just looked, I was like, we have so much crap on the PS2 here. Like, what have we got? We've got some Dragon Ball Z game, some Full Metal Alchemist game, some 24 the game.
24 had a game?
Yeah, it's great, and you can watch it on YouTube. We actually did remakes of the older things.
Oh wow, okay.
And the 24 game's actually pretty good. We had like A Bug's Life and all these other things, and just like, why do these games even exist? And I was like, I've got a theme here, movie games. Let's just get all of this crap that we have played, and then we can trade them in and put them towards probably something else. We'll just make a month out of it. We'll just call it the tie-in month. And that was for the old, the channel exists. It was just like the old names of things.
What was the old name of your channel, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to say.
The original name was Alpha Kid Gaming, not where AK comes from, by the way.
Alpha Kid Gaming?
Yeah. Because
1D or 2?
What?
In Kid.
No, Kit.
Kit.
And
Sorry. I thought
yeah.
Alpha Kid Gaming. And I was like, oh wow, that's pretty Chad-like.
And the reason for this name was myself, Ash, and the original first guy just got drunk, and I still have the picture. I showed you this picture before we went live. We just was in my bedroom having really crap, cheap lager, and was just like, yeah, we're just gonna make a YouTube today, and Ash got very drunk and passed out, and was like, I can't think of a name. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, that'll do. And we essentially had the thing of what you guys had, just a swearing name. We just went for fuck it as a name. But we can't have that as a name, so we'll just go with whatever it sounds like. And then internets were born, and then we rebranded to something else. Then we tried another thing, and then when it came to doing the big comeback of the tied-in stuff, it was more, what do people search when they find things? Like, if you look, for example, at like Super Best Friends Play, their YouTube channel.
One of my favorites. I followed them for a very, very, very long time. They got me through. Sorry to cut in, by the way. I just loved it because I've never met anyone who's also been a fan of them. Right? Yeah. It's only ever been like Game Grumps or like Jacksepticeye or PewDiePie or whatever the Toby guy's name was, and to find a fellow Super Best Friends lover. Oh, okay, I love you even more now. Like literally, they're having their videos back to back on basically loop got me through my final month at university writing my dissertation. Tobuscus, that's it. Thank you, chat. Yeah, sorry. But anyway, carry on, AK.
They had a lot of great stuff before they split up. But what I was saying was, all of their channels, so all their videos were titled as Two Best Friends Play, Super Best Friends Play, Best Friends Play. But the channel name was The Switcher, and that kind of just annoyed me because you can't, if you typed in, Best Friends Play or whatever, you would find their videos, but you'd look at, like, typically YouTube people don't know what they're doing. Like, viewers don't know what they're even doing. Like, they don't even check the subscriber feed, apparently, like, more than 25% of them. They just go with whatever the homepage recommends them. So, and if they're searching for something and it's appearing that the name isn't right, then they're going to click off. And it's like, okay, get the name right to go with what we're doing, and then eventually we'll branch out and maybe change to something else once we start doing videos that are more than this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And it's interesting you bring that up because they were from like the old school days, right? Like the very early YouTube where no one knew what the fuck they were doing. Everyone was still figuring it out, right? And even I remember just being a consumer back in those days. Like, I don't mean this in the absolute hipster way that it sounds, but I was there literally YouTube day one because I used to go on 4chan, and it appeared on 4chan, and people were like, we can upload whatever the fuck we want to this. And back then you could. It was a cesspit, right, in the very, very, very early days. And people had no idea what the hell they were doing, like when it comes to video quality or editing and whatnot. Channel naming, like the Switcher with a 1. Yeah, that's your brand, by the way. Congratulations. Roll with it. And all of that, like, it's weird that the people you look at who are still around these days from that era, the way their channels have evolved throughout the years is fascinating to look at. It really, really, really is. So yeah, like
YouTube is weird.
YouTube is weird. YouTube is proper weird. So we've gone over a bit of your history with Tied In. How long did Tied In roll around for? Like, because ever since we've known you, you'd be doing Tied In. That was a couple of years at this point, right?
I think we started April of 2019. I think that's when we started. But we started recording again in like February because we wanted to get some stuff done.
Oh, because you went on a break or something, like a hiatus, right?
Yeah, so I went to university, came back, looking for work after uni was just ridiculous. And I just needed something to do in the background. I've edited videos before. If I'll get some more practice in editing videos. If they're good, I can just put them in a show reel, and I can just send those out to other places as well as doing the other stuff I'm doing.
So I know what you study, but for the sake of everyone else, what did you study at university, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, I studied game design, which was fantastic and rubbish, and the course was all over the place.
Yeah. Typically they were back then. Like even now, so for people who don't know, but I'm pretty sure quite a few of you do at this point. I am a game designer. That is my career. I work at a pretty well-known publisher right now. Even now, when I look at applicants and whatnot, and we see university degrees in game design, there's so many common trends in them. One, they'll be from a university you've never heard of before. No one's ever there's no understood best set of game design courses in universities across England. Don't know about Germany yet, because I don't know any of the universities in Germany. But every single applicant that we had that had a game design course was from a different place, right? Every time. And then when it comes to what actually gets taught on those degrees is a fucking crapshoot as well. You have no idea. You have no idea what they've actually been covered. So when you say it was all over the place, it doesn't surprise me. And that's typically because in a lot of times they get one person who used to be in the industry to run this course and then fill the rest of the gaps in the course with just standard lecturers. What happened in my course, because I did a 3D modeling and animation course, right? So it was aimed at games, but it wasn't. Sorry, I just got distracted by chat there. It was aimed at games, but it wasn't like game design or game development. It was specialized in making 3D assets and animating it for games, right? But even then, we had a course lead who was the lead artist on the original MotorStorm. We had the head of animation was just a trained animator, had never worked in the games industry in his life. The other 3D modeler was a doctor in breast cancer who studied 3D animation in his spare time, and the university decided, fuck it, you can teach it. Another woman who had only ever studied 3D modeling at university and never put it into practice in a work environment ever. And our actual artist for pen paper drawing was like a 65-year-old man married to one of the executive people in the university who had only ever worked in university because his wife got him a job there. And that was my course. It was also all over the place, right?
That sounds similar to the cast of my course,
right?
Which was a man who ruined Tomb Raider so much I just took it off him. There was a guy who made some CG for like the Apollo 13 movie trailer that was cut from the main film.
Oh, good. Okay.
An animator who was just good, but didn't actually know anything. Like he didn't know really any industry stuff. I remember him I was asking him how to do this, that, or the other, and he just went, "Oh, you just do that." I was like, "That's not how you do it." Like I'm just looking for tips on how to make my stuff better, and I know that he's doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He might have good results in the end, but that's not how you do it. In the end, we had someone from Rockstar come in. I think was just like a concept artist, but that was like very late. I don't even think I even interacted with that tutor. And what else did we have? An illustrator teacher who was just a former student that got a job because, like he understood things. Like, I learned
and so many courses
from
have
him.
that now. So like even courses that like students from the course I was on are now at universities or colleges teaching, right? And that's not a bad thing. It's not in any way, shape, or form. And there's no but to it in any way, in anything. Like I'm happy that they managed to land the work that they did, right? But it surprises me how often that is the case, right? Because universities are meant to be the place where they prepare you for industry and industry experience, which implies that you need someone who understands how that industry works.
Yeah.
You don't need the entire faculty to be that person, but you do need at least one or two, preferably three.
Ideally, someone who's been in industry recently as well. Because I say my guy was someone who made Tomb Raider stuff in 1998. And everyone else just learned things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I could tell that my course was going definitely off a cliff when, in the third year, the tutor was just asking, is there anything that you think that other people should just be learning for the next time that you didn't get to know? I went, well, I've got a ton of ideas. Here's some things that I want to know. And then I ended up just writing modules for the course. I'm just like, people need to learn this, this, and this. I'm like, just give me a job. Just let me do this.
Yeah.
I'm doing, because clearly I'm, more passionate about it and know more stuff than you.
So one of the things that stands out to me in my whole course is reflections in games nowadays are called real-time reflections. And the way that works is there's a camera in the world that records a specific area, and there are very complex mathematics wizardry that allow that to be projected onto surfaces such as water or mirrors or glass, and then different shaders come in to affect how it looks and so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. When I was at university, that technology was starting to come out, but it was still predominantly cube maps. And what a cube map is it quite literally is a box image that takes a snapshot of everything around it, turns it into a texture, and makes a fake reflection out of it. It's the simplest way to it. Mm-hmm. We learned how to make cube maps.
Oh my god! Oh.
We learned how to make cube maps. So I thought I'd disable that, but I didn't. Week 4 or 5 of the first year. And we got a refresher on how to do it 2 weeks before the end of our final year. And it's like you are literally you pulled all of us in away from writing our dissertations, away from doing our final bits of coursework, to give us a lesson on one of the most basic things in the entire of our 3D modeling syllabus. Why? We all know how to do this. We've been doing this for literally 3 years at this point. Why are you here? So it's frustrating. It really is. When you've reached that point in university, having spent the amount of money that you have, right, for the course to just basically just shit itself, really. And you're like, great, is what I'm actually coming out with worth anything? And the answer is always yes or no, especially when it comes to working abroad. Like, I wouldn't be where I am right now without that degree. That degree enabled me to get the visa that got me over here past all the Brexit nonsense, right? But sometimes it makes you wonder what you've just spent 3 years doing, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I've had a bit of a smoke on basic.
So, AK, you still there? Dan, are you still there?
Say how much yes that I went over that stuff over and over again. And I was like, I don't get that. So I was, no, it's got this thing. It's a cube map, and it's wrong, and this thing, and yeah, I had a lot of nerdy talks with people. So that's most why I've been smirking throughout that.
Sorry, everything just froze up for a moment there. I don't know what happened. Typical that it happens on a first ever podcast.
Oh no!
But
what everyone saying was loud. What happened there?
Oh, that was someone followed, and the alert boxes are quite loud still.
Okay.
So I need to turn those off, basically.
Oopsies. Got this.
I wonder if I can this.
We're still learning.
Let's run back the edit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. So you finished university, tied in, started back up, but then also the streaming started, right? Which is where we are now. Like, how long did it take before you started the whole streaming scene?
We'd started releasing videos in April. I think we started streaming in August. And, you know, it was essentially, we still have a channel that exists. You're allowed to change your Twitch name now. We'll try and go back to that and, you know, see if anyone's still around. Like, a couple of people came in the early days, like, oh, I haven't seen you in X many years. How's it going, kind of thing. We still see a couple of people now that pop by that have been around since, like, 2014 or something. But, yeah, we knew that we'd essentially be starting over. It just that we wouldn't really have to fight for the, you know, affiliate thing. We'd just have to stream for about a week and then we can just do whatever. But it wasn't really about that. It was more just get on with it kind of thing. We already have a channel, just rename it and get on with it. Again, another thing that felt a bit all over the place. I wanted the streams to be an extension of what YouTube was. I wanted originally videos to come out on a Wednesday, but then a stream either continuing that game or doing something similar, maybe a story game on the Sunday. But things go all over the place with that, and because we played so many crap games in the week, we knew that there wouldn't be Twitch audiences for them. And I wanted to play something, but Aaron wanted to play something else, and again, Lucan was a pain because he doesn't even own a microphone. You know, like Dan, you have microphones set up there, but sometimes when you're on your phone, it's been a hassle for you, and with Xbox and stuff like that. Like Luke is worse when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, he's just publicly shaming him now.
I am. I'm going to give him all of the sass. Infinitely worse.
Like, it's funny that you bring up the whole turning Twitch into an extension of what YouTube was, because that's the journey we went on. And that was exactly what this started out as for us as well, right? Like, Twitch, YouTube was our Let's Play hub. That was where we did all of our, like, we even had recording sessions. Like, we'd head over to Rich's for the weekend and do, like, 10-hour recording sessions. Like, the first ever time I even went round, got involved with this, I did Resident Evil 1 director's cut, like the very original characters are like 3 polygons, Chris version, right? We started at, must have been about midday, we finished at 2 a.m, right? Damn. It was a long fucking recording session, right? And then we...
See, I'm kind of glad that those don't happen anymore, because like it'll get to a certain point where I'll just lay on the floor and try not to fall asleep, and they'll be like, "Oh, Dan's gone now."
I remember that, and that's because we were idiots with it as well, right? Like, and we burnt ourselves out doing that. It got to the point when it was just more me and Rich doing those recordings, because you moved up to York at that point. Also, I've just publicly announced where Dan lives. Sorry, Dan.
Everyone knows I live in York. It's fine.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, because you'd moved up to York at that point. It obviously became harder for you to come along to some of these recording sessions. We started putting rules in place to help us, because what would happen is 2 things. We'd get exceptionally tired towards the end, and then we'd notice that in the recordings, where, like, and you can see it in the South Park Stick of Truth recordings, right? Like, where the end of the first day is coming to an end, and the conversation dies, or it turns to utter shit. Like, at one point, we're so tired that Rich just starts reading off a list of zombie movies. Nothing about them. He just reads off a list just to fill the void, right? Because he's too tired. And the other one is we used to drink during them as well. And And I love Rich to pieces, but he's a fucking lightweight, right? And he would get absolutely fucking trashed. And Drunk Rich is like a child on sugar, but also incredibly tired, right? Like he'll want to touch everything and fuck with everything, right? And he'll just talk about the most random shit. And it's amazing and hilarious when it's just you two down the pub, right? Because it is genuinely fun. But when you're trying to make it something interesting enough for people to actually watch, it's a different thing. And we both looked at the footage and went, yeah, okay, this needs to stop. So we reduced the drinking to nothing outside of a couple of special occasions, which is why we had those things like Drunk Worms, Worm Armageddon, and Drunk Mario Party and things like that, right? And the other thing is we put a hard limit on how long we could do recording sessions for, so we'd go from whatever time I'd normally get there, which would be somewhere between midday and 4, depending on how drunk I'd been the night before and how much of a hangover I needed to get over. And then we would do a hard limit of like maximum 5 to 6 hours, and then stop and do another session on Sunday, because we'd still get enough because we used to do them monthly. That would generate enough content for a month. The problem we then had is no fucker watched it, right? So because we only
like thousands, like it's like 1,300 videos, and not a lot of them get over about 10 views.
Yeah, towards the end, I did talk to Rich about all of this, and I gave him like a spreadsheet essentially of how to fix this issue. It won't get you won't suddenly skyrocket overnight, but it'll at least send out impressions to people.
Right.
Also, the drunk thing very much relates. Going back to the stuff I was saying before of I'd have Tuesday off. Tuesday, people would come around, we would drink, we would record, and then that video gets posted. We originally, with the 31 videos, 31 videos, we actually recorded about 60. Because a lot of them we was either too drunk. I remember one video which was a 007 game. I still have the game here. Bloodstone. I remember getting very drunk and just doing like the James Bond thing, going like da, 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 da. I remember doing that, and the discussion we had in the video was: imagine if he had that song following him around everywhere he goes. He just goes for a pint of milk, and then that's like booming in the background. And I ruined the audio so much because I was so drunk. So that was one reason why things had to go. Then there was lots of videos where we would be drinking. Like, first video would be fine. Second video would be, okay, I might have to cut something here. And then the third video was everyone's eating crisps into the microphone, drinking, spilling things. It was, yeah. That's when you got to learn where to limit yourself.
Exactly, right? Because at the end of the day,
where to cut off.
At the end of the day, this is production. Like, this is a thing that a lot of people don't understand about YouTube videos and stream videos, or streaming as a general and whatnot. Is it's not about the games you play. It's not about gaming. This is a show. This is a TV show, effectively. All right, you are putting on a performance. It is a production. So exactly. you need to adhere to that fact. And if you get wrecked, or if you make yourself so exhausted for going for too long, your quality is going to plummet. And if your quality plummets, people aren't going to watch. Doesn't matter what you're playing or what you're doing. Really, really, really doesn't matter. If your quality is shit, no one's interested, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, like, it's interesting that we both went on the same journey there of, okay, this is a bit of a fuck about. If we ever actually want this to be anything, we need to start respecting that fact, really, I guess.
And that's why I talk to you guys so much. Like, you were just us, but years later.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, like, You know,
Right,
but I've already been through the mistake, so I can warn you now while you have time.
Yeah, fair.
It's like a Back to the Future episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad shout. So going back to because we went way off topic there.
Yes.
go, which is fine. That's entirely the point of these things, right? Like more off topic, the better. But going back to the topic, like the bridge between YouTube and Twitch. Twitch for us turned into this is another avenue where we can find people and make people aware of our YouTube, right? So while we're gaming and having a laugh, we can take the footage from the stream, put that on YouTube, and anyone who comes in to have a watch, we can direct towards YouTube as well, and that's where we'll grow our fandom, right? It will help facilitate it. But anyone who has ideas of doing that, just don't do it. That's not how it works for a number of reasons. One, and the most important reason, is Twitch has zero growth factor. All right? The way you grow on Twitch is by bringing people to your Twitch. Your discoverability on Twitch is basically none. At the time, Twitch didn't even have recommended, right? And by recommended, I mean those 3 people that they display on the bottom left of your webpage sometimes, right? That is your discoverability on Twitch. And when you start streaming, you're going to be streaming to 2 people, which means that the way Twitch displays in videos is it goes from highest viewers to lowest viewers. And depending on the game you're playing, you might be at the bottom of 3,000 people playing that game, right?
Yeah, like Call of Duty, Fortnite. A thing I've realised at this point with us playing Sea of Thieves, right? We're never going to get any growth us playing Sea of Thieves at this point because so many people play Sea of Thieves. We sit at the bottom.
I get considerable growth playing that game.
I mean, fair, and I do too. Like I love that game. I love that game to pieces, and I enjoy playing it with yourself, Dan, and even when you come along and begrudgingly hate every second of it, AK. But I have looked at the stats. No one ever clicks on us, or if they do, they don't stay for long. Now that could be different things. It could be the stuff that we're doing is not entertaining or anything like that. But the number of people that come into a Sea of Thieves stream compared to that of anything else that we've streamed, the growth is fucking minuscule because there's so many other streamers. You're just buried at the bottom, right?
Yeah, and with games like that, if you do get clicked on, it's usually by people that just want to play with a streamer. It's like, hi, can I join? It's like, well, you've never said anything in chat ever before. The answer that's probably going to be a bit of a no. And it's like, okay, right. Bye. Okay, right. Well, no loss for me, no loss for you.
but because of that, right? Like we that's what we did for the first. Must be 2 years, right? It must be close to 2 years. That's literally what we did. Every Tuesday, me and Rich would sit there and play a game, only on the Tuesday, only for 2 or 3 hours. And yeah, that would literally be our streaming schedule. And we would sit there at the end and go, I mean, we're getting some views. We're getting more views than we technically are on YouTube, but there's no transference. It's like, yes, because there's nothing to transfer, right? And that was when we had to, and it took lockdown initiating. And for me to go, okay, how the fuck do we stream now? I say me, for us to go, how the fuck do we stream now to figure out how we do it right? And even then, right is subjective, right? But how to do it better is, I guess, what I'm saying. And that was when...
I remember a thing Rich said in a stream once when he was starting to try to understand what Twitch was.
Mm-hmm.
He said probably one of the most funniest things I've ever heard, which was, so what's this number mean? And then you had to explain to him that that number isn't the amount of people watching, that's the amount of people that have clicked on the channel. And he said, oh, so like 700 people have gone, oh, that's a bit shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's one way of looking at it.
Right. That I don't know if that number's even available to people anymore. Like how many people have actually clicked on your channel, because it doesn't bring any joy in any way, shape, or form. Like if it is, I imagine it's hidden. I know I haven't looked at it in a while because, like at the end of the day, it doesn't really help much. The numbers that are important are like followers and subs, right? But the realization that it wasn't working was a hard one. I don't know if that was a journey you had to go on as well.
Kinda, but not. It was more just reworking small details. As for Twitch, when it came to rebranding and making this channel be my own, it was more of a mutual thing because Aaron wanted to do his own stuff. Like he knew that streaming Call of Duty on this channel wasn't getting the views. Same with things like Minecraft that it was doing. And it was just confusing new viewers that were coming in that would, maybe watch my stuff. They were then seeing him. It's like, I don't know who this person is or something like that. And he was just like, I'm just going to have a go by myself. And I think, having him stream on this channel gave him the confidence to do that. So it all worked out in the end. And there's like no hard feelings between anyone. But I like to do my story
I reckon
stuff.
Luke hates you all.
Yeah.
But that's just general. Like it's not specific.
It all just
he
worked
just
out.
puts your stream on and is like, I fucking hate you.
Just like stabbing voodoo dolls of AK. But it's interesting that you bring that up actually, because what's your plan going forward? Is it streaming full time? Do you still want to crack on with the YouTube? Because I know you do stream uploads to YouTube. What is your vision going forward? What is it? If you're happy to talk about
fun.
Yeah.
I'm really happy where I am now. I have certain people that will show up for most streams, and they will say nice things. Everyone will be polite. Everyone will be a little bit flirty sometimes. I'm talking to you, Dan.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm happy where I am. If I get more, it's a bonus. I think that's a good way of looking at things. If something really isn't working, maybe in jokes I'm making or in the games I'm playing, sure, I'll mix things up, but I'm still just going to do what I enjoy, and if people enjoy it, so be it. It's all for fun for me. Like I got my first, payment from Twitch the other day, and I was amazed. No, I was thinking of, oh my god, I have money. It's just people wanted to give things. I'm very touched. I just want to make dumb jokes on the internet. If I can get away with a bottom reference and a face-off reference in the same stream, I'm happy.
What about Zoolander?
People want to pay to...
Well, Zoolander, that's a whole other story.
For reference for people,
Which one pay to see that gun show?
AK played Metal Gear 1 and 2 recently, and I realised and pointed out to him that Metal Gear is basically Zoolander. It's a Zoolander film.
Yep.
If you want to find out more, go check out his stream uploads on his on the YouTube channel. It's you'll have all of your information there. And the hilarious thing is, it works. It actually works. It's not just me spouting the usual bullshit that I do. When we started discussing it, it actually works. So it's proper special, really. So this going forward for you is a hobby, basically. You're not looking to make it full time. You're not looking to turn it into a side business or anything like that. It is just this is how you're spending your time.
If it promotes something, then that's great. If someone comes in and they just go, okay, what else do you do? I can just go, well, I do a bit of freelance art stuff. I can make a few pennies on the side doing that. The stream isn't really, well, what made my pennies? I'll do a few art commissions. I can do some Twitch emotes. I can do some logo design, graphic design. I can do all these kind of other things in the background if you're interested in that. But, I've had a few commissions. I just saw one in chat, which was a commission I did last week. It's all fun, If I like the idea of promoting stuff, but I don't like the idea of shilling too much. Because you always end up being a bit of a cliche of yourself with that.
Yeah, I guess what you mean with that. Like, you don't want to feel like you're selling yourself out or something. Is that what I'm getting?
I'm just having fun. Like, everyone does the Twitch Prime joke, but how many people fully mean it?
Yeah, right. No, that's entirely fair. So you mentioned there your like skills in art, your skills in freelancing, and so on and so forth. Like, you have quite a rich history in music as well, right? Like,
Yes.
Do you mind taking us through the history of AK and Guitar Daddy?
Yeah, I started, quote unquote, playing guitar in 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I was bad, and I just wanted to go blinky blinky blook and look all kinds of cool. I didn't start learning until like 2 or 3 guitars in because I was so bad that I just ruined my first ones.
That's what guitars are for, to be ruined.
Yeah.
I've got some story to tell you about my guitar afterwards. Just because of what you said there. Like, oh fuck it, I'll just quickly jump in now. Like,
go for it.
The first guitar I ever had. Was it me who broke it or you that broke it, Dan?
No.
So basically, it must have been me, right? Because basically, what happened is one of us. It was a fake Fender Strat, right?
It was a Japanese Strat.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual name of it. Anyway,
Really good guitar, though.
It was a beautiful guitar, really was. I was tuning. One of us was tuning, and because it was an old guitar that I got secondhand, the wire snapped through the bridge at the top of the arm. And I basically just cried to Dan, going, "Oh, fix it!" So he took it to a guitar shop, and the guy was like, "Too old, can't get apart." So what was it you used? Was it a coat hanger?
Yeah, basically because it was like, oh yeah, it's a Japanese guitar. You can't get a nut for it in England. So I have to deal with it. And I was like, okay, what's a kind of plastic thing that I can use to make a nut? And then I just kind of like broke up a coat hanger. It kind of worked a bit.
A bit. The problem it had was it was hollow, right? So it fucked with all the sound, but it worked. Yeah, first guitars are made to be broken. It's like your car, first ever car. You're gonna try something too fast. You're gonna fuck up reversing. You're gonna hit something. You just need to hope that it's not someone or something living at least, right? So that, what was your first guitar?
My first guitar was an LTD Viper, which is like a Gibson SG knockoff kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really cheap one, really
Was it
crap
red?
pickups. No, it was like blackish.
I was going to say the Gibson knockoffs were normally red because most of the Gibson guitars were red, right? So
it was like an established brand. It was essentially the same shape, but it was a different brand.
Yeah.
Like I've got an LTD guitar next to me that's shaped like a Les Paul, but isn't one. And it's pretty much like a premium one. That is. Yeah, that was crap. That had stickers thrown on it, like hundreds of stickers, pretty much. And
sound familiar to you, Dan?
Yeah, and then again, most LTD Vipers do get caked in stickers.
Yep, caked in stickers. I was so bad at playing it that I had a G string on where the E should have been. I was like, no, fuck it, I'll do it. It's just a high string. That's
I want to point out to everyone that he means one of the guitar strings, not his underwear.
Or do I?
Or does he?
Yeah.
Find out next week.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Ruined it. I think what happened with that was the input jack got so worn out that it just wouldn't receive anything anymore. Mm-hmm. And knowing nothing about guitars, family not knowing anything really about electrics, they just went, right, that's broken. Let's just get a new one. I went, yeah, let's do that. Just start over. Like I can't even like take it into a guitar shop. It's just embarrassing to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a silver. No, I didn't actually get that one yet. I got a Strat knockoff, and it wasn't even a Squire. It wasn't even a nice Japanese thing. It didn't even have a brand name on it.
Beautiful.
And it was so bad. The neck of it was orange. I don't know what would they use, but it was orange. I think instead of,
Did you pick this up at a market? Like a car boot sale?
It was at a guitar shop that was up the street from me.
Is it still there? Because if so, I would recommend burning it down.
I think the terms were Jim, and I don't know what it came after that. Yes,
turns out the guitar's still there.
Yep.
Okay.
That was pretty bad. It was the ugliest thing ever, but it was just cheap. It was like 150 quid.
Mm-hmm.
And I just needed something at the time, because eventually I got myself the guitar that I use for most things, which was a Silvertone Apocalypse, which is a Paul Stanley from Kiss guitar.
Beautiful.
It was like it was the cheaper model, so I just put in some better pickups, and I just used that for about 11 years.
Ever been in any bands?
Yeah, I was in one band that we had a fantastically bad review.
Mm-hmm.
That I really wish the website for it still existed, because it was amazing. I did lots of metalcore and these things that weren't quite gent, because gent was coming in, but no one really knew how to gent.
That's one of my favourite sentences you've ever just said.
Yeah,
that's genuinely incredible. Carry on.
Mostly screamo, like a bit of punk in there. It was awful, and I was brought in as a bassist, but I just ended up writing all of the songs because they had one good song and a bunch of crap. And I just came in and I wrote a bunch of things, and they was like, "Oh, this is probably like the best stuff I've ever heard. We can do so much with this." And then they just ruined my songs. One song was ruined by a phone sound. We was at a band practice, and someone left their phone on top of their guitar amp, and we was just having a bit of a break as we was going over one of the parts, and then the phone just went.
Oh no!
And someone went, "That's a good breakdown," and decided to ruin my song with it, and just did a thing of like dun 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 dun. Like, but the rest of the song goes nothing like this. It was a masterpiece. They got rid of the solo for that.
They got rid of my solo, damn it! I got replaced by a phone noise.
I was heartbroken.
Oh,
yeah,
buddy.
The review we got was for a venue called The Shed in Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a band from London that was like doing the rounds. They were going with the new big thing. Like I've had some decent bands like that have opened for me before. They're like, had a bit of success since, and I've opened for some bands that were doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of bands were just kind of formed, and you just notice people like, "Oh, I know that guy," and that guy. They were in different bands, but now they're in the same band. Okay, so they were all like people that just met doing the Midlands scene, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because Dan used to be in basically a different band every week. But what was amazing about it was so many of your bands had members from other bands that you had been in them as well. It was always some weird incestuous hybrid.
Yep.
So I'll just take like the best people from like each bit and then go, right, I want you, we should go do this, then I want you can fuck off.
Right, but that's basically how the music scene works when it comes to bands, right? Like it is quite cutthroat like that, and then you end up with this weird homunculus of a band formed by the dregs of all the other bands that have been around at that time, and then before you know it, you're forming another band, I guess. Like, I've never been in a band. I quit guitar after I didn't magically learn how to play Dragon Force after 3 weeks. So,
so what Guitar Hero is for?
Well, I didn't even manage it on that. So, but But yeah, like just going along to your gigs and be like, I recognise that singer, I recognise that bassist, drummer's new, and then the next week I'd be like, all right, so Dan and the drummer are the same. They've got a new singer and a new bassist. They also have a keyboardist now, apparently. All right, next week, and there's like, where'd the violin come from?
Yeah. Where did the orchestra come from?
So what was your favourite band you ever opened for them? Or played for?
I can't remember the name of the band, but there was a band that opened for us at the Shed, and they were just nice lads. Like, they were underage; they were like 16, so they had to go in and just do their set and leave. They couldn't hang out in the bar. We tried to get them to stick around, for our stuff, because being just a mess of music, they lent us a guitar amp for us to use, because we had just a couple of amp heads and my bass amp, and would just try to go places. Taxi drivers hated us. It was always too far to walk.
Wait, did you not have a designated band bitch?
We had a driver, but he was always wasted.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And he got so wasted during his time at uni that he got like withdrawal shakes, and we couldn't trust him behind the wheel.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so that was fun, and then his I think his mum took the car off him or something. We had fun doing band practice there, because we used to go to like an Air Force base, because his dad was in the RAF, and we used to have to like go through checkpoint with like guns and whatever else, just so we can go to this one rehearsal room.
Oh wow.
That was fun. Yeah, it was. So there was one band that opened for us. They were nice lads, and we all got along, so much so that they just pretty much had the same riffs as us. It was just us, but younger.
Okay.
But that was sound, and it meant that we had to change like a couple of riffs in our songs if we wanted to do any more future gigs. I think like the only band really that's still out there that opened for us is Scarlet Riot. They're pretty big now. They've got like videos on Kerrang and
oh shit,
and they had them on Scuzz when Scuzz was a thing. Rip Scuzz.
Oh, I miss Scuzz. Scuzz was amazing.
Yeah, they were fine.
Scuzz was everything Kerrang tried to be.
Yeah. They were nice enough. Yeah, so the band that came up, the big band, they tried to steal our amps.
Oh shit! Okay.
So the Shed was a great venue. It had an upstairs and a downstairs. Upstairs was all your main stuff. Downstairs was like your acoustic sets, where if people were finished upstairs, they just go down and just go, I'm going to go and do a crap encore because no one asked for it upstairs. And this band came in, and they were like, hey, can we just borrow one of your amp heads for this film? I was like, that's fine, so long as you lend us the cab after. And then somewhere in the set, the set order of bands to go on, the promoter just decided that they weren't headlining their own tour, and that we were going to be headlining instead because he liked us. We were crap. We had no fans.
What? Hang on, rewind. You headlined somebody else's tour?
Well, for this one venue. They had
That's special.
Press out. They had press out and everything for it. So we was just like, yeah, you can do whatever. And then they got pissy that they weren't on last, and then they tried to steal the guitarist's amp head. It was only a cheap £100 Marshall head, but still,
don't
try to take our amp head. And then there was just like, well, we're taking our cab and we're leaving. And they had all these they had like a photographer and a writer out, and it's like, this band making waves, they're from London and they're up here in Leicester doing all of these fancy things. And we were a mess. Singer hadn't slept in 3 days because he was doing lots of uni stuff and was cramming out a ton of work and was probably high. As I said about the drummer, he had the shakes. He was going through withdrawal because he was trying to quit drinking. I don't know how successful this, quit drinking campaign was going when he had like 2 crates of Strongbow under his bed. So,
oh shit! Okay, yeah.
So he could have like given
Not well, I'd
at
wager.
any time. What's that?
Not well, I'd wager.
Yeah, he had Strongbow. I think he had Budweiser. It was very, very simple in terms of taste. Guitarist just flirted with everyone, and then I was trying to mostly be sensible, but I realized how shit we were, so I would just get drunk before going on. We'd try and do a thing of, okay, only have 3 drinks before you go on. It gives you enough Dutch courage to perform and do your best, but not so drunk that whatever's happening. But I used to write things in the song, being the bassist, where I could just drink throughout a verse. So, guitar's going and just doing that. Whereas my thing is just dun 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 dun. It's like Scott Pilgrim with the D D D D D D.
Right.
It's like that. So I had one hand free to just go good chug 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 and just chug at the same rate as me picking. And I was like, yeah, I'll look cool. Thinking I'm the best thing ever.
I'll fall off the stage.
Yeah. But, in the end, I just looked like an edgelord. That was bad. And because everyone was a wreck for this gig, vocalist's voice was shot because, as I hadn't slept. I think he tried to sleep about an hour before going on, or before going to the venue. And this didn't work out at all, so his voice shot, and everyone just went, oh, it's okay. I can do the vocals, apparently. On these songs I don't know, because I've been in the band for about 3 weeks. And hadn't bothered learning anything.
So how did that go?
Not great, because the singer threw a strap. Went, no, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Oh no!
And what the review that we got said that the only good thing about the band was how the singer struggled to erect his microphone stand for 15 minutes while everyone else had a jamming session that was slightly out of key.
Oh no! AK, no!
Oh, brilliant!
Oh, that's so savage.
Fantastic.
And we played at that venue probably bi-weekly for about 4 months.
Oh, buddy. So what ended? What ended you playing there? Like, did they say no more, or did you say no more?
I was just done with the band because, it was costing too much for me to do stuff. I was working. I would get Thursdays off and Friday afternoons off. Well, sometimes they try and book me in for Friday afternoons. And I was like, okay, I'm going to Leicester, which meant getting the train, which meant costing me money. So I was just spending my wage just going to these gigs. And, there's a guy, no, it's your turn to buy a taxi. I was like, it's really not. It cost me £9 to get here. I'm not spending X amount of money in the taxi to the place, or, getting the taxi back, or buying chicken afterwards because, we're all drunk and we all decide that chicken is a good idea.
Drunk chicken is the best idea. It always is. It's always a good idea.
Yeah, it was like Maryland chicken, so not even KFC.
Beautiful.
I can't even have KFC, as we'll talk about the other day.
Yeah.
I want KFC, I can't have it. Stupid.
Bastards.
It was more... Have you seen Airheads?
Yes.
The line of... We go to all these clubs and we just play in front of the other bands and their girlfriends. That line was pretty much what we was doing, and it wasn't worth spending the money to go to the gigs just to do that. The networking was fine because, as I say, that everyone was just merging in with everyone else's bands. Yeah. But I was just like, I'm done. I've had enough.
But that wasn't the last time that you played in front of a large crowd, though, was it?
I don't think so. Why?
Because I'm digging for the story about how you helped a wrestler out.
Ah, yes.
A large
My
Canadian
mate,
man.
my mate Chrissy J. The singer of the band Fozzy, former WWE wrestler, now AEW, I think, if he's still there. I don't know. I've stopped watching wrestling. Has a band. They're pretty good.
Which wrestler is it?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
I've known the band members for quite a while. Like, I went to a couple of Fozzy gigs, and then like the band just start recognizing people. Like, they're that good. They're just, that good with people. It's just like, oh, I know you. You came last time and you bought this thing, and I know you from this online thing that we did. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's all good. So I've known them, and they've had a side band, been to all their kind of stuff. And there was one show where what Fozzy did, where they were singing the song of the other band. It was just like, hey, these guys have a different band, and I'm going to sing the things. And Chris was just butchering the lyrics. He instead of like actually, it was just going, and we do, yeah, and I'm singing the song. I was like, and I was like, no, just give me the microphone, mate. And then I was like singing from the crowd, and then they boosted me out, and then put me on stage and whatever else. It was a fun evening.
How, like, that must have taken some courage. Like, I know if I was in the crowd, like, let's take the Static X gig we went to, right? I know 90% of Static X songs by heart. Like, the lyrics are fucking weird, but I know them confidently. If someone puts a microphone in front of my face, I would forget everything about them, me, where I am, and probably proceed to just empty my bowels, right? So it would require a lot of alcohol beforehand for me to have the fuck it mentality. Was you at that stage, or did you just go,
no,
fuck it?
For it.
Fuck it.
Just give me the microphone. I know the words you don't.
Jesus, AK.
I was at the front row. I was clearly the only person in the crowd that was singing it because I know the other band no one else does. Because most people just go because it's Chris Jericho's band.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just like, I'm the one singing, and it was just like, yeah, he knows it, and then just give me the microphone, and I just did my thing. And yeah, as pointed out in the chat, all the band after were like, yeah, that was great, high five and hugs, whatever else. And apparently I missed Chris Jericho's high five, and I just left him hanging.
Oh, buddy! Probably the most important person on the stage, other than yourself, of course. Oh, that's fucking great.
And that's why you were never invited back.
That's fucking, like, did you just do the one song, or did you do like a set?
I just did the one song, and then was off to the side, like after the road managers just came over. I was like, okay, if you just want to stand here, that'll be grand. As it just because it was like the encore songs. They only had like one more song after that, and that was a cover of Judas Priest's "Free Will Burning."
Oh, fucking excellent!
And that was it.
Did you then get to go backstage with them or anything, or?
No, I don't think I've been backstage with them. I remember we met a guy once on one of the gigs. I'm not sure if it was that gig or the next time. There was a guy who like stalked wrestlers.
Oh.
And he was a strange boy. And I met him at one gig, and
as in like he just stalked Chris Jericho, or he stalked multiple wrestlers.
Multiple, and he thought he was funny. It's like, oh, Jericho is having a wrestling feud with CM Punk, but CM Punk's doing this sign at Toys R Us 2 cities over in a couple of days, and I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to get him to sign the Fozzy card that I got. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to see if we'll do it, because
you fucking
I want to see
weirdo.
if they're keeping the storyline alive. I'm like, all right, fair enough. And we just like thought nothing of it. We just met him. He was kind of a strange person. It was pleasant enough. He was talkative, and he kept us entertained while we was in the queue waiting to get in.
Sure.
Fast forward to whether it was this gig or the next one, because there's been like multiple gigs we've been to. The man finds me on Facebook. I don't know how, when I don't think I ever gave him my name or anything else. He just added me as a friend.
Dan's just really, really resourceful. You know, Dan can do that. Can find anyone he wants to on Facebook.
Try really hard.
Yeah, it was a strange one. He found me on Facebook, added me as a friend, and then when I was at one of the gigs, it might have been that one,
right?
Because I remember being near the front, and I felt like someone grabbed my shoulder kind of thing, and then spin me around, and I just turned around, and then someone's like, "Hey!" Like, happy to see me. I was like, "Do I know this person?" And there was like, guy with weird hair and glasses, and oh my god, that's the weird stalker guy.
It's funny that you say the do I know this person, because whenever I've been to gigs, there's every single gig I've been to, there's always been someone who comes up to you and puts their hands on your shoulder, pretends to be your best friend, whether it's just to rock out with you, or sometimes they think it's someone else, or maybe they're just fucking bored, right? Yeah. The weirdest one I had was the guy started feeding me up, rubbing his hand all over my chest and whatnot. And Rich just stood there and laughed while I froze and panicked. Because Rich is a good friend.
You never told me to stop.
and then we recruited him, and here's Dan, everybody.
Hey.
So,
the origin stories are great.
So, what is your weirdest crowd moment then? Is that it, or?
No. So my weirdest crowd thing was I went to, I think it was a Disturbed gig. And I went.
It's a band I've always wanted to see and never have Disturbed. Are they good live?
Yeah, I've seen them 2 or 3 times. They're great. Dave Drummond just likes to do the random point at nobody. That's his favourite. He just points at things.
Okay. Does he do the throat sound while he does it as well? Okay.
Well, it sometimes does the throat sound. Lots of times it's when I'm doing my opera voice. It's like, ah! Okay.
Beautiful.
It's great. It wasn't the Disturbed Shinedown gig that Luke thinks it is. It was one that I went to before that. I just went with one friend because it's weird to go to gigs by yourself, so you just find someone to go. It's like, I'll go to Disturbed, and we met these 2 girls in the queue. One was very pretty, and the other one was batshit mental and looked like a frog.
But still pretty, right?
Jesus Christ, okay.
So was just having a talk. I was like, oh yeah, where are you guys from? Where are you doing? Yeah, all the usual stuff. And then the weird girl just went, I sell blue tack to chavs, and say that it's kind of like sticky black, but it's really sticky blue, and they snort it and get high. And I was like, that's genius and stupid at the same time.
You're a crazy person, aren't you?
Yes, very much crazy, because similar to your story, she was feeling me up in the gig and tried to shove tongue down. I was like, no, I'll go for
run away, run away,
run away. Oh wait, I'm in the middle of a crowd and I'm at the front row, and my friend is getting squished.
At that point, you may as well just accepted it. At that point, you may as well just accepted it and secured your place. I'm only playing, right. Definitely not. That's fucked up. Monumentally fucked up.
Consent goes both ways.
What about you, Dan? What's
blue tack to chavs?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. What about you, Dan? What's your weirdest crowd moment?
I think for me, being in a weird man sandwich at an Iron Maiden gig. And I was quite near the front, and big sweaty guy there, me looking very tiny, another big sweaty man.
Oh no!
Everyone started jumping, but I got pinned between them, and I was just being lifted up and down. I felt rather violated. I was like, do we share contact information with this, or do I buy anything? But yeah, that was not fun.
Oh dear God! Oh my God! The only other time I've had a weird crowd interaction was I was seeing, who was I seeing? It was one of these local gigs, something that like it was like a Greek heavy metal band, supported by something I don't know. Like it was something that was at the Electric Ballroom, right? And a friend was like, it was similar to what you were saying before, AK, where it was like, someone's looking for a person to go with them. Fuck it, it's £2 a ticket or something, right? You're like, yeah, all right, it's a night at the Electric Ballroom, and for people who haven't been to the Electric Ballroom in Camden, it looks like a shithole. It probably is a bit of a shithole, but it's a great night out. It's really good fun. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And I had gone to the bar to get some drinks. Was quite drunk at this point and was on the way back to my mate and didn't question why there was a perfectly laid out path in front of me. Turned out that the band, which I was not paying attention to, had organised like mosh pit walls that run into each other, right? So I'm walking through it, and then the guy just, I guess at that point, because all I was focused on was getting from A to B, carrying pints of lager through a crowd, right? It's a fucking task, especially in a crowd. And then he shouts, "Go!" But what was weird was the people around me decided to protect me. So they were forming like arm out barriers around, pushing everyone off as I'm like just slowly wading through, trying to get to my mate to give him a drink. And I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on right now. It was good times. It was weird. Really, really, really good times. So that I'm getting felt up by a very drunk guy.
I can just imagine it though, like everyone's doing like the Wall of Death thing.
That's what it's called, the Wall of Death, yeah.
And you're just walking down the middle of it going, "Oh, thanks everyone."
Oh, aren't you lovely? You're all lovely. Thank you so much. You're all so lovely.
And they all tried just to protect you because you've got beer.
I mean, it's sacred stuff, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the middle of a mosh pit. You don't want that on the floor. Otherwise, people break their ankles. So,
Yes.
but apparently you were dancing with a couple at Limehouse Lizzie. Dan?
Oh no, I wasn't dancing. So basically, Charlotte, her parents, myself went to go see a Thin Lizzy tribute act, and they were fucking phenomenal. And there was just weird couple that was grinding up against each other while the band were playing.
Oh.
I was just like, this is not the place for that love.
Of all the places, yeah. Like, I mean, sometimes you get lost in the music, right? I mean, but everyone protect yourselves when Discovery Channel by Bloodhound Gang comes on. But yeah, all right.
I remember when I went to see Electric Six, there was this guy who was either drunk, or very high, and there was beer all over the floor, and he was just bopping up and down, screaming, "Why is no one dancing?" And then I think he just hit something, slipped, and then stacked it. And then just bopped back up and then ran away.
Oh, bless him. Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point we've covered your history in terms of streaming and video making on YouTube and whatnot, and some of the, your education and music and stuff and whatnot. In all of that, what would you say are some of the difficulties you've faced that have defined who you are today? Like, whether it's down to a personal level or to how you stream or produce content or anything like that. Are there any?
I don't really know. Difficulties...
What made the AK?
Difficulties are just, here's something that didn't work, do it different next time. I kind of just brush a lot of things off. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Does anything, is there anything that ever, gets you like that? Or are you just do you just maintain this constant level of zen?
It's YouTube things are weird. A video, I'll post a video, and then suddenly it's got 20 something views when the first time, okay, this is doing okay. Mm-hmm. People enjoying this. The retention's pretty high. This could go somewhere. And then it's just no, it fell off a cliff. Mm-hmm. Or why did it fall off a cliff? Oh, YouTube's new algorithm is videos only get promoted if you share them. I was but well, I'm sharing the thing on Twitter. It's like, no, that's not good enough. Your audience needs to share them. It's like, oh, that's a weird thing. Like, if people enjoy stuff, I'm not going to make them do extra steps.
Yeah, YouTube's a weird place. It really is a weird place right now. Like, its algorithm's fucked. It's producer support is fucked. It's just fucked. But they so many people use it. They hold such a monopoly on this area of the internet that they don't really need to do anything, and they don't really answer to anybody, because even the people they fuck over, like, what are they going to do? Where are they going to go? Right? Unless they completely alter how they create everything and distribute everything. Like, unless they decide that, yeah, okay, I want to make TV shows now, and I now need to go get picked up by a TV network, or maybe I'll make my own distribution platform and somehow make everyone aware of the fact that this distribution platform exists and make it worthwhile, rather than going to YouTube that houses fucking everything at this point, right? It's like, it's kind of like golden handcuffs, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can give you money, we can give you discoverability, you can create fandoms, careers, livelihoods based on it, but you are beholden to everything we do, and we don't have to change anything no matter how much you get upset, right? The only thing that you can do is decide when you've had enough and quit, right?
And then in the meantime, they do change something that just messes over everyone.
Exactly, right? It's a strange dynamic, it really is.
With that being said, please feel free to go over to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Epicly Average Gamers.
Save it for the end, Dan.
Yeah, there's also like weird things where YouTube can detect fakeness or like fake support and things like that. So if you've got a video that's 20 minutes long and someone comes in and within the first however many seconds they leave a like out of politeness and then leave, that video gets punished, because it's like, oh, well, this person didn't actually watch, they just gave support, they just wanted to boost the system. It's like,
but that's fine. Why is that a problem?
It should be fine, but because if a viewer watches all the way through and doesn't leave a like, it gets punished. If a viewer leaves a like too early, it gets punished. You have to have watched half the video, then give a like, then resumed watching in order to make that point count. It's very finicky.
Fucked.
YouTube sounds like the most domestically abusive relationship, and you just want to make it happy.
This is it. It kind of is, right? Like, because what it sounds like here is like the difficulties you faced is actually like managing YouTube's bullshit algorithms and rules and whatnot as well, which is a similar difficulty that we all face, right? Like, we were because we're in the process of doing our own stream highlights and uploading it to YouTube and whatnot. I was chatting to Dan about this a couple of months ago. It's like, you can't have any swearing in the first 20% of a video. 20% of a video. It's like, wait, so depending on the length of your video, that obviously changes, right? Can't have any swearing in the title. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Can't have it in the thumbnail. But it's like, okay, yeah, fine. But then it's what they define as a swear word. So, whereas to a lot of people it's a predefined set of words, no. To them it's a much more broader set of words. Like damn is a swear word to them. You can't say damn in the first one. For a while you couldn't say holy. So like if you were saying something like holy crap or something like that, crap is a swear word, holy is a swear word, or a restricted word is what they called it, right? And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to, like, how, I just realised I'm not the webcam down there, it's like, how do you expect us to navigate this, right? Like, but what is even more infuriating is the inconsistencies in how they maintain and manage those rules, right? Like, we can't say anything about any swear words, or like, we can't refer to ass or anything like that, yet Nicki Minaj can upload Anaconda to YouTube and everything's fine. She gets every fucking penny of it because the amount of traffic that pulls in, and the amount of money that YouTube makes off ad revenue off of that, fuck the rules, right? So it's not only are they incredibly undefined rules that are also hilariously obnoxious, they're also not equally maintained. So where the fuck do you stand, right?
I just want to know why you're hating on Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I've got plenty of reasons to hate on that woman. Number one, she has no actual musical talent. Number two, she's stupid as fuck. Do you want me to go on?
Well, I'm not saying like any otherwise. I'm just kind of...
Maybe this is how we blow up. I list off all the reasons why I fucking hate Nicki Minaj. She listens to it, gives us all the fucking PR that we ever want, and lo and behold, we're the next PewDiePies. But no, like genuinely, in terms of difficulties faced, I think that's an incredibly fair difficulty. Like it changes constantly without warning. It is impossible to fucking actually manage. And the hilarious thing is when they change the rules, it's not a from this point forward, it's everything previous has to adhere to it as well. So you could have 5 years of weekly uploads, right, that suddenly now break YouTube terms and conditions. And if you don't address them in some regard by like a week, you're banned, right? And it's just like, well, fuck, okay. Thanks for that, YouTube. I appreciate that. You know, like we had a South Park episode, right? Which had Rich spoke about have you ever seen the Broadway show Springtime for Hitler or something, right? And that got flagged for mentioning Hitler and Nazi and fascism and so on and so forth, when in actuality it was talking about something that made fun out of it. Rich got quite upset over that fact because he's like, we're not even supporting them. It's like, doesn't matter, we just fucking mentioned it and that's enough to trigger the system. We had to delete it, right? It's absolutely impossible to navigate safety and security, and it basically comes down to reacting when something gets flagged as wrong as quickly as you possibly can before it gets taken further. It's horrible. It's fucking insane. I'm interested to see what Twitch becomes if it ever has to follow suit like that, because Twitch has got its own sense of craziness going on with all the DMCA stuff and whatnot as well going on, right? Which is a problem that YouTube has solved. Either don't use it or credit people, but Twitch has got a whole load of questionable content on its platform still. Mm-hmm. And right now, Amazon doesn't care.
Including this.
Well, Amazon kind of does care. Like it's Amazon and Twitch are in like a weird paradox at the minute, where advertisers don't want to put their stuff on Twitch, but Amazon want adverts on Twitch. So that's why we see so many Prime Thing adverts, because they're trying to just push their own stuff and get their numbers out there. You know, get the numbers up to please the investors, but also, you know, no one else is supporting it because there's just so many channels that are just making bad content or not advertiser friendly stuff. So a lot of these advertisers are just seeing and just going, no, I don't want to be associated with this.
Which is fair, right? Like, and they have their position to do that, because at the end of the day, it's their product. They can choose how it's presented and where, right?
Yeah.
But it's one of these things. Like, there's a comedian that I really, really, really enjoy called Jim Jeffries, who is basically the comedian version of Marmite, right? You either love him or you hate him, because he can be incredibly rude. His entire thing is about being incredibly rude, right? But he said one thing in one of his jokes, and I won't get into the joke, but the thing he said that has stuck with me for a while is, we have to move as a society as fast as our slowest members, right? That's why you can't drink and drive. That's why we can't all take drugs, all right? Because the slowest members of our society decide that when they're paralytic drunk, it's still okay to drive a car and run over a family. Or, you decide that you want to take 16 times the amount of cocaine that you really should as a human and die, right? So because of those people, restrictions get put in place because they're needed. Twitch doesn't appear to be doing that, right? Advertisement companies are, where they're like, but one of your most famous people on the platform recently just punched a cat, like literally flung it across the room. Or another one's like actively screamed at their child when they lost a game of Madden. That literally happened a couple of weeks ago. One of the most popular Madden streamers is now being checked into by Child Protective Services because he lost a game of Madden and started screaming at his baby child who was crying because he was shouting because of how angry he was at Madden, right? It's like, I don't want anything to do with your platform. And Twitch is like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's you do that, rather than like making any changes or putting in any safeguards to be like, okay, that shouldn't be allowed to be aired. But also, how would they safeguard it, right? That's a hard question. I know it feels a little bit Wild West on
this
Twitch.
This took a turn.
It did, but it feels a little bit Wild West on Twitch still. So, in the terms of it's a bit unlawful.
Let's talk about puppies.
Oh, okay. Well, we are coming towards the end of this, and there are a couple of questions left I want to ask you. So, in all of your experiences doing streaming and YouTube so far, what is something that surprised you, and what was something that left kind of a negative impression on you?
Something that surprised me. The lovely people I've met. It's got to be the surprise. Like how much people just show up for things. As I say, I just do this for fun. I just want to make crap jokes on the internet. I'm happy to get anyone watching, let alone enough people to get an affiliate thing, to get, consistent viewers, subscribers, bits, anything, follows. Like, I'm just amazed by just people. Like the people you meet have stories, and most people that I've met on Twitch, I pretty much became friends with, and y'all too nice.
Yeah, like it's a very supportive community, right?
Yeah.
Which is really what's really interesting to me about it is it should be a very competitive one. Instead, it's the complete opposite, and I love that fact. I genuinely do. It's one of the reasons why I still do it, right? Because people want to see other people succeed on it, rather than no, I don't want to see you succeed so that I succeed in your place. It's like, no, let's all succeed together.
Yeah, there are some people that tread on toes. I had an instance in a Discord server where someone was going out of their way to upload YouTube videos that get automatically put into the server like 5 minutes after mine would go live, or would stream after 5 minutes after I start streaming and stuff like that. It's just, you get the odd like bad apple, but for the most part,
dickhead. You can call him a dickhead. It's fine.
Sure, but for the most part, like I base my streaming schedule around who do I want to watch on certain days. I won't stream on a Tuesday because I want to be here watching this, watching this channel. And that used to be the case like Friday, which is now Thursday. And, if I'm like, okay, I don't know if anyone's going to be streaming on this day, I'm just going to make that day my day. Because, I want to have some fun. I'm going to do some crap jokes for a bit. That I don't feel like I'm treading on anyone's toes. There's no one on that I want to support that day. Like, I'll support most people. There'll be people in my list that are like usually on, but they're usually like partnered streams or stuff like that, where it doesn't matter whether or not I'm going to be there. But my buddies, I will always be there. Well, I'll try to be. And that's great. There's lots of community to Twitch, and it's great.
Mm-hmm. So that's the adorable and loving positive side. Let's go to the angry negative. Has there been anything that you can think of that's just like, wow, what the fuck?
I think my early days of streaming, which is Grand Theft Auto. Like, there'll be certain games out there that attract the wrong type of crowd, and you think that you're getting growth, but really it's just people that just want to come in and either troll or that will play a game and they're only interested in playing a game with a streamer and getting themselves over and things like that. Like, you know, we used to be quite open with like our voice chats and things. So people will come in and then all of a sudden the stream is taken over with, oh my god, did you see that? That guy's hair blew off. Like, no one saw it because it's my perspective that people are watching. You're over there somewhere doing God knows what, and if you want to people to see that, stream yourself. You know, if you're coming here often enough and we build up a bond or something like that, I'll probably come and check you out. But you know, don't be getting yourself over at other people's expenses, and don't just be coming into streams thinking that you can play with whoever's streaming if you're a stranger. And there was also like people that were coming in that were following that would just want to come in to play X game. Like, people have the taste, and if I was playing something else, like, I wouldn't really take it to heart that they wouldn't be interested in watching me play Resident Evil instead of GTA. Like, that's completely fine. Like, people enjoy what they enjoy. But when it's people are coming in and say, hey, can I join? And then they forget who you even are. Then that can be
questionable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still have no idea who you are.
Yeah. And there's like people that overstep bounds and things like that.
And sometimes you need to be like, can you not?
Yeah, like I've had to disable my DMs on Discord, so it's only friends that can message me. I had to unfriend someone because I was getting a bit too reaching there, getting notifications at stupid o'clock in the morning that were just garbage. I'm like, okay, just I need to set a few bounds here.
Yeah,
that's only been it. It's only been like a couple of bad apples. It's just most time everyone's having fun. Like the only troll I've had since coming back and streaming was when I was doing a Resident Evil stream, and someone just came in the chat. The first message they ever sent was a link. I was like, no one click that. Because I don't know where that's going to take anyone. I just purged the message. I didn't like ban the person instantly. I was just like, purged the message. I was like, no links. And the guy was like, well, fuck you then. How dare you show up in my recommendations? I'm going to... And I was like, all right, off you pop. That's, I'm sure older men would be like, oh no, that's someone who could have been a long time fan. And they would come all the time and they would give all the best. I'm like, no, I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, but also they might have been, but it's not down to you to facilitate the possibility of someone becoming a fan of yours or not. You know, like if they, how's the way to describe it? If they're going to do something like that, the very first thing they ever post is a link. They have to understand that's suspect as fuck. All right.
Yeah.
It's not down to you to sit there and be like, oh no, should I purge that? Or should I not, just in case this person turns out to be a fan? No, it's a suspect thing, and it could be a danger to your viewership. Purge it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I went to go check out later, and it was like some DeviantArt post. Like some weird fan art thing of like a Jill sandwich meme. I was like, right. And like it had a name on it of the artist. I was like, it's not even you making it. You can't even be mad that that I don't want to see your work. You're just posting a thing.
Exactly, right?
I'll get out my recommendations. How dare you stream a game that's popular right now?
Yeah, you arsehole.
But, what I took away from that was Twitch is recommending me to people.
Well, there you go, right? There you go.
Recommended me to the wrong person.
Swings and roundabouts.
In that case, but it meant that the algorithm might have be starting to work for me.
Yeah. I actually want to pose this question to you, Dan, as well, because you have the unique perspective here of being mostly a viewer, right? Now, you've done some streams and whatnot, but what to you has been a standout, positive, surprising moment in the world of streaming and a big, like, what the fuck is going on right now moment?
Yeah. I'd say the biggest what the fuck moment was when we did that Christmas charity live stream.
Yeah.
Not just AK shaving his head, but
or Owen shaving his legs.
Yeah. Someone popped into the chat and they were like, "Hey, you guys try to raise money. You should get girls in here with big boobs." And I was like, "Not in this chat."
Yeah. Yeah,
it was like our first ban.
I think that was our first instant ban, wasn't it? Because because I think that's a sign of when you're starting to get somewhere, though, or starting to get positive traction is when you have your first ban, when you get your first troll, right? Like it's a fucking horrible thing, but it's also a good thing in some regard. But it's like the problem we suffer from Twitch chat is the anonymity side of stuff as well, right? Like just because someone's got a name tag doesn't mean you can do anything with it. So I've seen some interesting things get said in chat and some highly questionable shit, and it's like, well, I guess this person gets muted for like 10 minutes on this channel, but what stops them from going into another channel and doing that as well? Eventually get banned. But it's fucked. What about the positive side though? Because you actually consume a lot of Twitch content, don't you?
Yeah, surprised if I'm not watching you or AK or ODog or anyone that we like. Basically, I'm watching other streamers on Twitch, and for us, it's just people just coming along and actually being quite friendly and chill, and gonna sound weird saying it's like when we were younger, we would just go down to the pub and chat to just random people because you're pissed. Yeah. And then you'll see them again next week and then next week. This is sort of like that, but for streaming. And someone pops into your chat and like, "Hey, like you," and then you get to meet an AK and
it's for me anyway, going on what you're saying, it's the relationships you form with people that you technically never actually met. I consider you to be one of my closest friends now, okay? I have never met you in real life. And it's that is fucking crazy to me, right?
That's mental.
When we talk about it out loud, it's fucking crazy. The relationships you form, really good friends with Amy and Ginger Jessica, Owen, Cook, Luke. Never had heard of Luke before until I started watching your videos. Yet, never met you yet. Well, who fucking knows with this lockdown, right? But
and you're in a completely different country and time zone.
This is it, right? Well, the time zone's 1 hour, right? That I can deal with, but the closeness and the friendships you can form on this, I've made friends with people playing games and whatnot before, but those are people you play games with. You join their Discord, you get in chats with them and you voice and you laugh and whatnot, but then when you stop playing the game, you stop talking to them, right? Then the next time you talk to them is the next time you boot up the game, right? And you only ever have a relationship with them when you're in this game. This transcends that, and that is what has been the biggest surprise for me. Is I can have conversations with people day in, day out, any time of the day, because of the fact that I've streamed to them or I've watched them stream, right? or they're viewers that I've met in either somebody else's stream or viewers that have come into ours, and we've got to know each other, and it's just been fucking amazing. It's basically been the replacement to social interaction during this whole COVID pandemic for me.
Yeah, it really has been.
So, and the what the fuck moment is just similar to what you've both been saying with basically the troll-like dickheadness of it. It's not surprising, but more of a harsh reminder that actually, yes, while there is this huge benefit, there's always the shadowy side of everything, right? Okay. So we're going to come up to the last question of the podcast because we've been going for nearly 2 hours at this point.
Oh, shit.
So...
if you've made it this far through audio listeners, then I'm impressed.
Yeah, I love each and every one of you very much. So, to any budding streamers out there, what piece of advice would you give them?
For like new streamers starting out and all that?
Yeah.
Hide your view count. Don't think of numbers. If you've got 0 people watching, perform as if you've got 100. Just the moment I started hiding view counts, follower numbers, subscriber counts, whatever else, I just stopped overthinking things, and then I just started saying my jokes. If someone in the chat reacts to it, then that's great. If not, that's also good. That's fine, because if it's amazing and I've made a cracking joke that I'm proud of, and I give myself a little bit of a smirk, I could just post as like a Twitter thing as reasons why you should come. Like, just
that's what she said.
Just don't overthink things. Enjoy your time on Twitch. Don't do things for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
That's good advice, AK.
Good.
Yeah, because I think the thing to add on top of that is you just need to accept that your early days. You're not going to. Your very first couple of weeks, you might stream to no one or one person, right? Mm-hmm. It's okay. That's fine. That's to be expected. All right. It will take you less time to get from 10 to 20 than it will to get from 0 to 10. And that is a curve that is true the whole way through, right? Like once you get from 0 to 50, it would take you less time to get from 50 to 100, and so on and so forth. But it's going to take time.
It's just a snowball effect. Once you get the momentum, things just start working out for you.
Exactly.
And don't take it for granted. Don't suddenly be, oh, now I've got 10 viewers. I'm Bill Big Dick here. Come on. Where's my 10 gifted subs? I'm not starting the game until I get 10 gifted subs.
Okay, so you just triggered something in me, and it drives me right the fuck up the wall, right? Which is people who have a visual sub goal on screen the whole fucking time. Yep. When you're actually going for a goal to unlock something or to achieve something, so like I want to see if I can feasibly get to 300. Sure. But it's the people who are like, all right, let's start at 10. And then the moment they hit 10, the 10 goes to 20. And then the 20 goes to 50. And then the 50 goes to 100. And then the 100 goes to 200. And it's like, the fuck are you doing? What are you trying to achieve here?
I had a goal thing once. And that was around the time we met. And it was, I think I was playing The Evil Within. And my goal thing was if we reach sub goals, I'm going to do a guitar thing. I'm going to plug my guitar and like play songs from horror games. I'm going to do like the Silent Hill song, or there was the Evil Within song from the first game that I was learning. And I was like, I could do that. But then after like half a stream, I was like, I'm just going to change this title and get rid of that. That doesn't feel right. No,
that's fair. And, having a goal is not a problem, right? It's the constant moving of the goalposts and the constant non-stop in stream going, hey guys, let's continue to go towards that one goal of 200 subscribers. Oh, we hit the 200. All right, let's go for 250. And it's like, you're not. This isn't a meaningful goal, is it? You're just pandering, kind of like you're just filling content.
I know someone who's got like an alert thing, like, thanks for the follow. You're helping me slowly reach my goal of 250 followers. It hasn't been changed. It's on like 300 and something now.
That's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love that. Okay, so basically have a zen approach to it. Don't fucking worry about it. I think the important thing to have in mind is set yourself a goal and don't pay attention to the small details. Eye on the prize type thing, right?
Yeah, appreciate the small
know your
things.
destination. Don't pay attention to the journey.
Yeah. All right then. Well, that's it from me. Now, Cook, if Cook is still around, did have a really good question earlier.
Okay.
Which was... Oh, is it even there anymore?
I think it was something like what people inspired you, or people or persons inspired you to
At all games.
Make content.
Yeah, like what inspired you to create?
In terms of Twitch, there's a channel called New Legacy Inc., which is, going back to the wrestling stuff. They have really funny, like game-breaking things with wrestling games, and they had this thing that Luke introduced me to, which was reacting to community-created stories. Mm-hmm. And they were like really bad videos, but they were just obnoxiously meme-worthy. It's just like the crap, but you can't click off.
Okay.
And I was like, this is great. And then, they went a bit viral because they had like the glitch of the year video. And when 2K20 came out, WWE 2K20, like, it was their footage that was being posted everywhere as, oh my god, how broken is this game? And they were actually one of the first people I did an art commission for. They paid me like 200 quid for like a logo design. And I actually offered them the logo thing for free. As a thing of, they were doing this video series and had this image up on screen, and it was trash. I was like, please just get rid of that. I will literally just go to Photoshop and just make this shape thing in like 5 minutes. Just use this instead. It's going to look so much cleaner. And I got a DM from them about a year later. Just went, hey, we want to sell this design on a shirt. You okay with that? So, all right. And it's like, cool, just send me your PayPal thing and we'll see. So I was like, cool, I'll probably get like 20 quid out of this. No, 10 times that. They just sent me 200 quid. I was like, okay.
Sweet.
Sure, I'll do that. But then, because that was one of my first commissions, I had no sense of what to charge people for other things I was doing. Like, I'm either going to charge to the moon or I'm going to charge like 10p. I don't know.
You're not alone there. I know a lot of freelance artists, and the biggest hurdle they have to get over is working out how much their time is worth and how much commissions cost and whatnot. Like, if I had to do it, I wouldn't fucking know. I've had people in interviews ask me before, it's like, because apparently this is a thing now, how much would you like to be reimbursed for interviewing with us? I'm like, the fuck are you on about? It's like, well, this is your time. It's like, oh, what? So, this is your time. You should be adequately reimbursed for it. I'm like, but I'm applying for your role. I'm confused here. Working out how much money you're worth is a difficult fucking thing, because depending on your answer, can cost you all of it.
Yeah.
Right? But also then if you undercharge, you've kind of fucked yourself over a little bit. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing to solve, that one. How much are you worth? How much do you think you're worth, and how much do you think people would pay for your time? So we just had a question in from Luke. what would you recommend trying to stream? He's very on the fence about it. I've got an answer for that one immediately. What about you, AK?
I'll hear your answer out first.
My answer for you is it doesn't fucking matter, because the most important thing about a stream is yourself. It's up to you if you want to be a variety streamer or if you want to be a dedicated streamer to a specific game. You will build a following at different rates based on it. So, if the only game you ever play is, let's take Last of Us multiplayer, right? There are people out there who only enjoy watching the Last of Us multiplayer. When they see you frequently playing it, they will follow you and probably come and watch you do it because you will be consecutively a source of viewership for them, right? The problem you then have is if you decide you don't want to do Last of Us multiplayer anymore, you now need to upset your following because you're not doing Last of Us multiplayer anymore, right? That's where the benefit of the variety streamer comes in. The problem with the variety streamer is it takes much, much longer to build a following because you're playing different games every time, and you need to weed out the people who are only interested in a certain game versus people who are interested in multiple games, which is why you work and focus on the common factor that is between those two things, and that is yourself. All right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are the most important thing on the stream. Doesn't matter what you're streaming, as long as you yourself are entertaining, as long as you are interacting with your chat, and as long as you are not just listening to what they're saying, replying back, but engaging with them, building and fostering that community. Doesn't matter what you stream. People will like and dislike things more so than others, but just try your best to make it entertaining. Try your best to make yourself a thing that is enjoyable to watch. And there's so many things that goes into that. There's production quality, there's gags, there's humor, there's how you present yourself, if you have any comedic style or anything like that. So many different ways to define who you are, but you are the most important thing. What you stream is secondary.
Yeah, I think Luke wants to rephrase his question.
Oh. Would you recommend trying to stream? Oh,
absolutely.
I massively misread that.
but
no, it's a fucking horrible thing. Don't do it.
What you said is very important stuff to take in. Just go for it. When it's it doesn't matter what you stream. Sure, I think that's safe within certain. There's only certain limitations. It's just if you stream Call of Duty, everyone's playing Call of Duty. But if you're streaming, I don't bloody know what's not popular. If you are streaming Thor: God of Thunder on PS3, you don't expect 1 million viewers. I'd say go for things like there's lots of strategies to be had. I don't know, always go for it. It is pretty much the big takeaway. It's just what you do that matters. And what I'm finding with how I'm discovering people a lot these days is through nostalgia-based games. There's a girl I met recently on Twitch who I met through Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. It's this is the only person streaming this game. I'm gonna see what the deal is. She was new at it and whatever else, and bad at playing it, but I just had fun just watching because it was something different.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that was very little discovery, but it was something that got to me because it was oh, this is my childhood. I know this game. I don't know, yeah. Be niche, but not too niche. And go into it not expecting to be an overnight success. I've seen some people who have been overnight successes. I've met one of them in person that got stupendously popular really quick, and it went to their head, and there was a bit of a big drama involved in it. And I've met one of like my best friends from that, Mudbox, who comes by to streams. Like, I met him at an event for this streamer who became a success pretty much overnight, and we don't even talk to that person anymore. But since Mudbox has been to my house, he like stopped over for a few days. He lives in Germany, by the way.
Oh, okay. Like, it's really interesting you say that, because the thing I've noticed with a lot of overnight success stories is most of them are not successful now.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were successful overnight, they had this huge following. What's happened internally with them is they've gone, fuck, I'll just keep doing this. And they've not adapted and created anything new. And with meme culture, because that's effectively what it is, right? You become an overnight success because you effectively become a meme for a moment. Is unless you do something new to keep yourself interesting to these people, they will get bored of you very quickly, right? Yeah. And move on. Which is why you have Twitch partners with like 70,000 followers who stream to 30 people.
Yes.
Right? Because out of those 70,000 followers, 69,000 of them have gone, well, there's nothing new about you, and other people do it better now, so there's no reason for me to stay. Which goes into my answer to Luke's question at the beginning. His actual question, not the one I thought it was, is, yeah, I would recommend starting streaming if it is something, if you understand what it is and it is something you still want to do. All right? Because if you think it's just, I'll earn money playing games, I'm telling you now, you won't. Some people, there's always an exception to the rule or to the example, always. And yeah, you might be that exception, but why are you striving to be that exception? Chances of you actually being that exception are slim to none. So unless you're prepared to essentially create a show and put on that show X number of times a week, right? Then it's probably not for you. And there are steps you need to take if you do want to get anywhere with it. Yeah, if you're happy to make them, crack right on. If not, then it's maybe not for you. If it's just a thing you want to do and it's a hobby, like what AK does, yeah, fucking crack right on. If you're looking to turn it into something that is career-based and earning, like, living money off, it's not a just sit there and play games solution. Cool. Anyone else got anything they want to put into that? Or should we move on to the next question?
Definitely need to answer Average Swingle's question.
That's what I was just looking at. Favorite flavor ice cream?
Ben Jerry's fish food, I guess.
Good shout. Dan?
That's pretty good.
I'd say cookie dough. Cookie dough, anything, or vanilla, something. Wonderful.
Ice cream is great.
Why is there no love for mint choc chip here? Mint choc chip is the only real solution.
It's great.
Gourmet ice cream serves a purpose. Mint choc chip is your basic bitch that isn't too basic.
Mint choc chip is pretty good. It's one of those things that isn't. It's not in enough things for me to appreciate.
You don't need it in enough things. Just get me a tub of mint choc chip and it'll be fucking gone. I tell you. I will eat that till I vomit and then probably eat more.
There is a mint choc chip Ben and Jerry's. It's not sold in the shop near me. If it was, I'd buy it. There's no mint choc chip actually in the shops that's near me. Otherwise, I would buy them.
What I appreciate is I'm getting all the support in the world from everyone on mint choc chip. Mint choc chip is the way forward when it comes to ice cream.
I think it's just because it's been said so many times, it's been drilled into people's heads.
It's basically that what you're saying is
mint choc chip.
I'm a basic bitch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, well, fair. Okay. It's the pumpkin
I was trying
spice
not to
latte
use such a.
It's a pumpkin spice latte of ice cream.
I'm gonna start your own Discord server for it.
Exactly right. A really good one from Odog. What makes you feel most accomplished? And this will probably be our last question for the night as well.
Make it a good answer.
It's probably the behind the scenes stuff for the stream, like the notifications thing. Like I was doing nerd stuff the other day, where I was setting up an image, so it would come up with a bit of text that does a Beijing thing, but I couldn't be bothered to work out fancy algorithms. So what I did was I took the template code and then I was just like editing the HTML and the CSS and whatever else, and I just tried to make it work with my image, and it kind of just all melded together, and it felt great. It was one of the things where you press the test button and it goes Beijing. I was like, yeah, well, that's all right, or you doing the panels and whatever. It's not the actual streaming stuff, because when I'm just going, I don't think. My brain goes into autopilot, and then I say stupid stuff. Then everyone shouts at me. But yeah, it's more like if I can make something stand out, that's what makes me feel accomplished. There's a lots of unoriginal streamers out there. No shade, but all of the shade, obviously.
Like the Epicly Average Gamers.
No, I like.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I was a friend of mine got like a preset thing, and there was like using it as like the starting soon screen, and I was just like scrolling through some category of, I don't know, I was just seeing like who was on kind of thing in certain games, and I spotted the same starting soon preset on 8 different channels. I was like, that if other people have seen this, you don't come across as original. I think my pride accomplishment comes from I can just make all the stuff myself, and it might not catch as many eyes as the presets, but it's my own thing. I think that's a safe answer.
That's a really good answer.
That's a very good answer.
And yeah, like because my mind went straight to a moment in streaming that made me feel the most accomplished about what we do on our channel, at least, and that was the charity stream. And that was, at the end of it, looking at the amount of money that we'd raised together.
That was incredible.
Because we didn't expect to raise, like, realistically more than 300 quid. That's why our initial stretch goal went to 500, right? Like, it's like 500 quid is, or pounds for people who don't know what the fuck I'm saying, is like the dream. There's no fucking way we're hitting £500, but that'd be amazing if we did. And then the day rolls around and we're £300 towards the £500 goal before you even started streaming, right? And that was when the realization started to come in, like, what the fuck is going on here, right? And then what started happening was I did the internal voice of, well, okay, what that means is everyone's fucking donated beforehand and we're not going to have any donations on stream, which is fine, because at the end of the day, that's still £300 towards mine, but it'll be fine. What ended up happening was a flood of donations throughout the entire day, constant support and love and cheering, and everything about that day was just mind-bendingly amazing, right? And we walk out like more than double what we expected we would never even get close to, right? 4 times the amount that we expected to make. Just over, in fact, right? And that was like, holy shit, we are building something amazing here. All right? The community that we are making, not just between our viewers, but between fellow streamers and the inter-community that we're getting and the friendships that are forming and the support that we're fostering, we're building something so amazingly positive here that I personally fucking needed at the end of that year. That was an amazing way to see 2020 off, really. I think that is probably, in terms of delivering the highest sense of accomplishment, is being able to send that to mind, and go like, yeah, we all worked together and did that. Yeah, someone had to shave their head, someone had to shave their legs. I shit my guts out after eating some of the spiciest hot sauce I've ever consumed. And way too many spicy chili beans. But all in all, like, it was worth it 10 times over, right? So yeah, Jen, that stands out. Dan, you got an accomplishment moment?
I'd say there's just so much that, like, with this channel that I'm astonished by. The fact that people keep on coming and, like, watching the fucking videos. That amazes me. And a little bit, like, in our Discord, like, with the safe space thing, like, for people to come to us and say that, hey, feeling like shit today, can I chat to someone? Makes me feel incredibly proud of what we did and what, like, people feel towards us. And they feel comfortable enough to, like, approach us to say, hey, look crap, or they go, hey, this is funny, or you guys are pretty good, or Stevie is just fucking handsome.
Well, if anyone says that, I need to have a word with them. Or if someone does.
Like, it's like what you kind of mentioned, is that the community that, like, we're slowly building and continue to build. That to me is an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
So to, like, link back to what you were saying about the charity stream, I remember chatting to you, like, in the in-between moments, like when there were videos playing, and just, like, freaking out with you, going, oh fuck, we've just hit that. What do we put the goal to?
Oh my god,
next?
yeah.
What do we do? Oh my god.
What's our fucking stretch goal now? Oh no. yeah. There was a lot of freak out moments during that stream. Like, a lot.
Give us another 20 quid and Stevie will grow titties.
Looking up like fake tit procedures. Like, where can I get this by the end of today? But
yeah, like, that was on the top 5, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, holy shit, I said that this, like, we wouldn't go over 2 hours. This would likely be an hour and a half, and here we are, 2 hours and 20 minutes in. AK, thank you so much for coming along for our very, very, very first podcast.
Happy to be here.
You are a champ.
Hopefully you didn't hate every moment of it.
Oh no, it was lovely. That was nice people that came by and asked nice questions, and I had nice hosts.
Oh really? Where are they?
Oh, we're sending you that money later.
yeah. I'm just clicking send on PayPal now. Don't you worry. But no, seriously, I really do appreciate it, man, for all the support that you've given us throughout the years at this point, and for helping us kickstart our newest avenue of content development, which is the Epicly Average Podcast. So thank you so much. You did amazing, and I personally feel like I know you a hell of a lot more now. I hope everyone who stuck around and listened does as well. And for those of you who are still around, the stream's still going on. The podcast is over, but we're going to go on for the last hour and 10. We're going to play some games now. But before that, we're going to be running podcasts. We're going to be running podcasts bi-weekly. So please do come back. Well, come back for every stream that we do. But for people who are interested in more podcasts, our next podcast will be in 2 weeks' time. We will also be uploading this podcast to Spotify, to Apple, to Google podcast distribution services. And other ones as well. There was one that we had uploaded our trailer to today that I'd never heard of before. like Podcats or something like that.
Yeah, it didn't really give me a specific list of where it was going. It just said, hey, it would just chuck the podcast out into the world.
Oh.
And see where it lands.
Well, okay then. So, we'll be on all kinds of shit. Waiting for the Drunk and Rich podcast. Soon. But if you would like to check out more of us going forward, we stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. European time. Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time and 3 p.m. European time. What?
We've never done Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday.
Did I say Wednesday? Thursday. Wow. Sorry.
Got that.
I meant Thursday. The reason I had Wednesday on the brain was I was going to ask, are you streaming on Wednesday, AK?
Yes. I'll need to talk to you about something later. I'm not sure what's happening yet, but I should be streaming tomorrow.
Right, okay. That's ominous. But yes. So that's why I had Wednesday on the brain. Check out AK tomorrow, please, everybody. What time is starting?
Let's say 6 in the evening.
Okay.
A little before 6. Let's say be there at 1:45. Grab your popcorn.
Okay. And seeing as the camera's all on you, feel free to let people know everything about you, where they can find more of you, find out more information about you, and check out when you post updates about yourself and whatnot.
Okay, twitch.tv/ThisIsTheAK, where I stream mostly Mondays and sometimes Wednesdays, where I do all the things. I don't want to say variety streamer because variety streamer has a bit of a stigma to it. So let's say if you're into action games and horror games, then this is the thing for you. You might get a little kiss if you...
Oh, give us a kiss. Give us a kiss. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
And
a little one. I wanted a big one.
And you can find all the things. Go to youtube.com/tiedin, where there is fantastic things. If you like movies, well, this might be the thing for you. If you like TV shows, oh, bit of intrigue. If you like anime, oh, woo. And did you know that they do video games on all these things? Well, you can go watch them. Are the games actually good? Watch the thing and find out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All of the socials.
That was amazing.
This is the AK, or on most things, and Instagram stupid, and apparently that name was taken somehow. So follow me on Instagram at ThisIsTheAK Minds. Buy a jumper. I have 2 merch stores. Teespring.com/store/tiedin, where you can buy things. We have zipper putties now; they're great. And Teespring.com/store/ThisIsTheAK, where I have my own thing. Dan bought a jumper, and it was wonderful.
You say Dan. Dan bought a jumper. It's now Charlotte's.
Yes.
Charlotte's not
my jumper's downstairs on the radiator drying, so I can't really show it right now. But it exists and it's good.
They do look good. I would highly recommend people buy them. They're comfy. They look proper comfy. But that was some top tier level plugging. Okay. Fucking nice.
That was fucking amazing.
That was genuinely great. Okay. And yes, you can next catch us on Thursday with more Resident Evil 4. Bringing Adam back as well.
Yay.
So thank you to everyone who stuck around for the podcast. This is the official end of the podcast.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We also stream 3 times a week over on Twitch. You can find us at twitch.tv/Epicly Average Gamers, where you can also find our streaming schedule. All of our social media links can be found in the description box.